Kai Tenru gripped his energy blade, feeling the familiar hum of its power coursing through his veins. The weight of his duty pressed heavily on his shoulders. He was a Veil Guard, sworn to protect Etherion, the last sanctuary of humanity. His life was dedicated to this cause. This floating city was humanity's last bastion, a marvel of engineering and hope. It floated above the desolation below. Earth below was a wasteland, a grim reminder of what once was. The scars of war and neglect were evident everywhere. It was a scar of its former self. Etherion shimmered like a jewel in the sky, a stark contrast to the ruined world below. It was a beacon against the darkened sky, a symbol of resilience and survival. It was controlled by the architects, powerful AIs. They rebuilt society. They provided order. Kai patrolled Sector 7. It was his duty, his purpose. It was all he knew. The routines, the protocols, the endless vigilance. But Kai felt a void, a gnawing emptiness that he couldn't ignore. It was a missing piece in his soul. He searched his memories. They were fragmented, like shattered glass. He had glimpses of a girl, a fleeting presence that haunted his thoughts. Her laughter echoed in his dreams, a melody that brought both comfort and pain. He couldn't grasp her face, no matter how hard he tried. It was like chasing shadows in the dark. Kai was young when disaster struck. He remembered the fear vividly. The sky tore open with a deafening roar. Strange energy rained down from the heavens, casting an eerie glow over everything. He was trapped, unable to move, paralyzed by the chaos around him. A building crumbled above him, its massive structure collapsing in slow motion. He would have died under the weight of the debris. Then, out of nowhere, a girl appeared, almost like a mirage in the midst of the destruction. Her eyes shone with a strange, mesmerizing light. She reached out and touched his chest gently, as if transferring some of her energy to him. A warmth bloomed in his chest, spreading through his body. The rubble around him began to lift, defying the laws of physics. It was as if time itself bent around them, creating a bubble of safety. He saw her smile, a beacon of hope in the chaos. Then, just as suddenly as she had appeared, she was gone. He awoke in the wreckage, disoriented and alone. Rescuers found him amidst the ruins. They took him to Etherion, the city of the future. They marveled at his survival, unable to comprehend how he had made it through such a disaster unscathed. He knew the truth, though. Someone had saved him, but who was she? And where had she gone? The questions haunted him, lingering in his mind. He pondered the identity of his mysterious savior, the girl who had appeared and vanished like a dream. The mystery of her existence and her powers would stay with him, a secret he carried in his heart. Years passed. Kai excelled as a Veil Guard. He trained, he fought off scavengers, he protected Etherion, but the memory of the girl lingered. It was a ghost he couldn't touch. He learned of the Celestial War. It was a conflict beyond human comprehension. Powerful beings clashed. They tore apart the fabric of reality. Earth was caught in the crossfire. It was devastated. The architects shielded Etherion. They used advanced technology. They kept the city safe. But the war raged on. It cast a long shadow over humanity's future. One mission changed everything. Kai's squad pursued rebels. They were fighting against the architect's rule. They believed the AIs were hiding the truth. Kai saw her. It was the girl from his memories. She was older now, a fierce warrior. Her eyes still held that strange light. She fought with a desperate fury. Her name was Lyra. She recognized him. It shocked him. She spoke of a forgotten past, a bond between them. She said he held the key to ending the war. He was skeptical, but a part of him yearned to believe her. Lyra revealed her secret. It was unbelievable. She had kept it hidden for so long, fearing the consequences of its revelation. She could remember different timelines. Each one was vivid in her mind, as if she had lived them all simultaneously. She had lived through countless variations of their lives. Each timeline offered a different path, a different story. In some, they were lovers. In others, enemies. The spectrum of their relationship was vast and complex. In most, the world burned. Destruction was a common theme, a recurring nightmare she couldn't escape. She explained that their meeting as children was no accident. It was orchestrated by forces beyond their understanding. It was a fixed point, a nexus of fate. Their destinies were intertwined, bound by the threads of time. She had reached across time. She saved him. Her actions were deliberate, driven by a purpose she couldn't ignore. She knew he was the key to a better future. His potential was limitless, his role crucial. Their love, she claimed, echoed through these timelines. It was a constant, a beacon of hope. It had the power to reshape reality. Together, they could alter the course of history, to end the Celestial War. He had to remember. His memories were the key to unlocking their true power. He had to choose their true past. The decision weighed heavily on him, the responsibility immense. The fate of everything depended on it. Their actions would determine the future of all timelines.